Welcome to Risk and Rise, the podcast where we explore the journey of overcoming the fear of failure, embracing risk, and achieving success in entrepreneurship, creativity, and personal growth. I'm your host, Telana Simpson, and I'm thrilled to embark on this journey with you. Together, we'll discover the strategies, insights, and shifts in our thinking and attitudes that are needed to turn setbacks into stepping stones and transform fear into fuel for success. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive into today's episode of Risk and Rise. Welcome to Risk and Rise. I envision a world where we can actually learn how to take risks collectively and encourage each other to overcome our fear of failure, to do what we need to do to become more courageous. Because if we have more courage in this world, we'll have the inner strength to actually face the challenges that this crazy world keeps throwing at us. So welcome to Risk and Rise. This is a new podcast. This is the first episode, and I'm so excited to be here with you today, getting going. So just so you know, the aim of Risk and Rise is to create a movement of courageous individuals who have harnessed their risk-fit capabilities so they can start a business, achieve their dreams, redefine their actual limits in this world. I am committed through this podcast to help people overcome their fear of failure and become risk-fit and gain the confidence to start new ventures and lead more courageous lives in whatever way that may be, whether it be starting a business or writing a book or just showing up in your life more courageously. There's going to be a large slant towards entrepreneurship because I really think it's fascinating in what stops us from starting something. And work is such a big part of our lives. So being an entrepreneur to start a means, a vehicle of not only creating work for ourselves, but creating jobs, I think is a fascinating journey. And it is so, so needed, especially in today's world, in today's economy, and in South Africa in particular. We really need more of you who have this entrepreneurial drive within you to get going, to get over whatever fear is holding you back, whatever lack or you perceived lack is stopping you from taking the step to start making your entrepreneurial vision a reality. We really need you to get going because that is what's going to help drive our economy, grow it, and in particular, hopefully create jobs. There's so many people that need that sense of purpose in finding a work and a way to look after themselves in this world. So we're on a mission here, and I'm hoping that you will join me on this journey where we are going to learn about risking and rising together so that we can get over whatever's holding us back and become more courageous in creating ventures and endeavors and adding to this world so we can make it a better place in some way. No way. In my own journey, which I'm hoping to share some of my own learnings in that through this Risk and Rise with you, but in my own journey, I really wanted to do coaching, and I started and came across coaching before anyone knew what a coach was, especially in South Africa. It was a very, very new concept. And it was interesting. It's almost like the only way I could do what I really loved doing was I had to step out on my own. And I hear the story with so many people that often they become entrepreneurs or they become self-employed. They do something, they create some mechanism to add value to the world just through circumstance. Circumstances changed and the only way was to go out. But my own journey in doing that, I didn't realize how much fear I had in stepping out there into the world and being seen. My biggest fear was the fear of rejection, which is a form of fear of failure. And it triggered actually some health challenges. So it's been a wonderful journey for myself in terms of my growth in that is to not only overcome my health challenges, but to be able to have a thriving coaching practice for almost 2 decades now. And get to this place now where I really have a sense of what it means to fail, and also specifically the concepts, the mindsets, the beliefs, the capacities that we need to develop to help us overcome the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of being seen. They're all actually quite similar, but overcome that fear so that we can show up in this world and contribute in the way that we want to do. So I hope to share some of my anecdotes through this. And just in episode number 2, coming up after this, I'm going to explain a bit of the backstory, which is my One Matchstick project. The One Matchstick project has led to having an office space that we can give to a startup entrepreneur to actually have a venue to get their business off the ground. And I'm going to be offering support in terms of helping them with the mindset and that. But also through this, Risk and Rise has been born out of One Matchstick, so that we can start having this conversation in South Africa around changing the way we see failure and the way we embrace failure in others, so that we can have more fun in actually making a difference in this world. So you can expect then in future episodes a diverse range of topics and guests, but all related to this concept or this challenge that we have of being seen, of showing up, of attempting something, our fear of failing at whatever it is. So I'm going to be interviewing people who have failed fabulously, I call it, and finding out how they failed and what they did to overcome that failure and how they gained the learnings from that in order to make their next step more viable and more successful. We're also going to look at people who had this fear and they took so long to start. What got them to actually start? What encouraged them, and what can we learn to help us start more things? So a lot of guests like that. We're going to get some experts, some people who specialize in different aspects of the structure of the fear of failure, or I should say the structure of the thinking that's needed to overcome that fear. Things like the growth mindset, true self-esteem, our sense of worthiness, how we actually learn from failing. So we're going to get some experts in to teach us and help us develop these capacities of risk fitness, as I call it. How do we become fitter at taking calculated, intentional risks that lead us to learn things faster and go forward? So some of the episodes will be in depth with a guest where we're really going to dig into their mindset, their history, their learnings, their perspective, and unpack it. Some might just be looking at case studies. I'm going to try and find the most creative and exciting ways for us to overcome this fear of failure. And there might be episodes where it's just me talking to you like this, sharing what I've learned and some of the theories. I really want to make it accessible and help all of us, especially here in South Africa, to embrace failure in a totally new and or just to embrace failure, because I don't think it's in a new way. I think it's just we don't embrace failure in a very useful way. So we're going to learn how to do that. And we're going to also learn about things like resilience and grit and courage and all the different aspects that make up our ability to overcome the fear of failure. So I'm so glad to have you join me on this journey of risking and rising. And you'll be able to watch the videos through YouTube and listen on all your favorite podcast apps. Just have a look out for them. You can go to riskandrise.co.za, and all the ways that you can find us and follow us will be listed there. So please do engage with us. Please share your stories with me. If you have a story of failing fabulously and you're willing to share, which I hope you are, please get in touch and then we'll get you on the show. I'd love to hear your stories, your insights, and any questions that you have in how to overcome fear and embrace risk. If you have people you want me to interview, please let me know. Then I can go and ask them to be a guest on the show. This is your show as much as mine, so I really want you to be a part of it and join me on this journey as we learn to develop our muscle for failing and our capacity for being risk fit. So if there's one thing I would like you to take away from this introduction to Risk and Rise, it's this: that it is absolutely possible to change your way that you deal with and engage with failure. I promise you it is very much possible. I've seen it in all the people I've been working with over the last 20 years and all the research I've done, and you are going to hear it in the people that we speak to. So please take it to heart that it just needs a bit of work, a bit of thinking differently, changing your mindset, changing your attitude. And with this, also joining me on my mission here to encourage others around us to fail and celebrating them and finding ways that we can all learn from this wonderful thing called life, and this part of life, which is our work and our passion. We can go on this journey together and definitely learn how to increase our risk fitness and overcome our fear of failure and reach our goals and dreams around creating ventures and writing those books and doing whatever it is. So thank you so much for joining me, and please keep in touch, keep joining, spread the word. Let's get more and more people to hear about Risk and Rise and be part of this movement where we are going to change the world just one failure at a time. And let's risk and rise together. Thank you for joining me on Risk and Rise, where we face fears, conquer challenges, and rise above adversity to achieve our dreams. Find out more at riskandrise.co.za.